And we are live. Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, happy time zones, wherever you might be. I'm Emma, welcome back to the House of Hubris, here on twitch.tv/Saracent. Welcome back to the Excavation with Barrow. A Yorkshire folk horror game set in the 10s, I think for like the 1910s, but with the feel of 70s and 80s films, hence this amazing soundtrack. Yeah. If you were here last time, you'll have seen our character, Thomasina Bateman, who is simultaneously a folklorist and completely uninterested in talking to people. We have finally found said Barrow after everybody gaslit us for 6 hours. And now we just have to get permission to dig in it, because the guy who owns the land that it's on, his brother dug in it 25 years ago, possibly accompanied by our dad, and it was wildly cursed and he went mad, and it's implied to possibly be behind why our dad was paralyzed. Let's be real, a good folklorist would never go digging in a barrow. Yeah, what we are in this game is a grave robber who continually insists that she's not a grave robber. Which is, you know, a classic British vibe. As ever, content warnings before we get started. This is a horror game. Like, it's less on the kind of in-your-face horror than the creeping unease, but there will be gore, probably. There will be gaslighting, there will be weird things happening. There will probably be unpleasantly visceral close-ups of people's faces. And by probably, I mean definitely. Should we just get into it? Let's do that. Also, once again, happy gay Christmas. It being the second of these streams I'll be doing in Eurovision week this year. Tuesday was great, if you didn't watch it. And Europe largely agreed with me, which is confusing. But anyway, back on business. Yes, it is now day 2. We had a dream where everything was purple and we met possibly a fae spirit she read about Schliemann in the papers and decided he was #goals. Yeah, basically. Yeah, we had a dream where we possibly met the fae who told us to, I think they mostly just told us to piss off, and then they said we would get proof this morning, and then this book was slid under our door, and that's where we got to. What's the book? That's what I just said, Thomasina. It's a book with a stone attached to it.
Strange stone strapped to the cover.
Yeah, correct. Chicken. Oh, there's a whole journal to read here. I don't know what accent this is going to be, because I have no idea who this is. Day 1. Arrived after a decent day's ride from Bakewell. This is a curious place. Locals seem distant. I want to meet my local contact tomorrow, so it'll be an early night for me. I should try to keep a diary of my stay here and not give up by day 3 of the excavation, as usual. Despite the thrill of possible new discoveries, I cannot stop thinking about my dear wife and wonder if I should have left her in her current state. I must have faith that she will conquer this bout of illness. Bakewell, did they grab tarts? I mean, probably. Why else would you be there? Speaking as somebody who has been to Bakewell and had Bakewell tarts there, they're very good. Is this going to be our dad's journal? Day 4. True to form, my journal has been abandoned. Let them not speak for the excitement I feel for this excavation. After much preparation, we dig tomorrow. Such an exceptional site with a unique history. Yeah, I really think this is my dad. As for the dangers, we shall meet them head first. We are prepared. I also sought out a local wise woman yesterday, and she provided me with a tincture for my beloved's nausea gravidarum. I'm sure she shall be pleased with it upon my return. No, because this is... The timing's wrong for it to be our dad. Because his accident, if it was if the accident was kind of tied to his paralysis and everything, that happened when she was a child, but not before she was born. I mean, her mum could have got pregnant again, to be fair. People did that. Lo, a place of miracles. A planted seed sprouted before our eyes and illuminated our path. Nature's laws hold no meaning here. I should clutch my tablet with the knowledge that it shall end this. Rho, Theta, Epsilon, Xi. I found the code was simply in the singularity of the characters. All eyes must face towards the 7th Archontic. I mean, I'm always telling people all eyes must face towards the 7th Archontic, but nobody ever listens to me. That's going to be our Eurovision entrant next year. Yeah, we're entering the 7th Archontic, and all of Europe will watch and tremble. Why did they write out 2 characters without the symbol? I don't know. We have a Rho, we have an Epsilon, not a Theta or a Xi. Okay. When the sun and the 2 moons meet, the Guardian shall be defeated. Okay. We're getting... yeah. Snake hands. We're getting some puzzle hints. A dead language reveals the path, for thou art the moon, the chief of the stars. Listen to the things that I have said. Follow the words of my mouth. Reveal thyself to me. Moon, stars, listen, mouth. I think is going to be your clue there. I heard a whisper not once. Again and again. I will pour out my spirit. I will pour out my spirit. I will pour out my spirit. Great! That ended well.
It appears to be a journal, full of hogwash.
But I will pour out my spirit just in a kind of, you know, pouring one out for a real one kind of way. I will pour out my spirit of choice.
I don't recognize the handwriting.
Some wash hog.
Maybe Stanley knows more about it.
I like how she's also not saying, who the hell pushed it into my room? Pouring out your spirit for a real one sounds like a youth pastor thing to say, yeah.
That were quite the tune you treated us to last night.
Ah, yes, we were singing. You know who else poured out his spirit for a real one? It's true. Oh, that has just given me a... Again, we're veering quickly into weird personal stories, but just gave me a flashback to... my cousin's funeral, not to completely bring down the mood. We have a strange family. It's fine. But yeah, and the priest there genuinely, earnestly trying to start a thing of, you know who else died at 33 and had a name starting with J? Of course, he was saying this to my dad's family, who are the least religious people you've ever met, so they were just like, no. It was honestly very funny. Anyway, back to our drunken hijinks.
To be honest, Stanley, I've felt better.
Feels like it would be on a British sitcom. Yeah, that's my dad's family.
I take it you slid this journal under my door?
I beg your pardon?
Would have been totally reasonable as a thing in Fleabag. Yeah. Again, that's my dad's family.
The journal, Stanley.
I certainly did no such thing. Nor could have anyone else. You're the only guest staying here.
Bom bom bom. See, we don't have a dramatic storm this time.
What's the meaning of all this? Do you propose that it manifested itself out of thin air?
Well,
Continue accusing him? No.
I'm sorry.
Apologising because of your amazing defense of...
I just don't understand how else it could have got there.
Journal Stone Dream.
Are you sure there was no one else here overnight?
Without doubt.
My favourite classic Chinese novel.
How very, very peculiar.
So, what does it say inside?
Show Stanley the contents, keep it secret. I think we should probably keep it secret and or safe.
I'd rather not say, Stanley.
Oh? Suit yourself.
What do you make of this stone?
Chicken.
That's a funny looking thing. It's got a cockerel on it.
Correct.
Yes, but have you seen anything like it?
I mean, I've seen a chicken.
Never.
Stanley's never seen a chicken.
Do you ever have strange dreams, Stanley?
Me? I sleep as sound as a baby.
I had one such dream last night.
Can't relate.
It was so vivid.
What were it about?
Yeah, we can talk about our dreams.
I was at Hobbs Barrow,
Oh?
but everything was different.
I'm honestly fascinated to find out, once we finish this, kind of how much these dialogue choices are actually changing.
Great peaks soared in the distance. And there was a creature.
A creature, you say?
Yes, a short, robed fellow. Eyes as black as pitch. It told me that my father had been there in Hobbs Barrow many years ago.
Have you ever had strange dreams? Like, ever? Ever in my life? There was this one time I was 4 and I'd just taken a bunch of cold medication.
But something went wrong, and the creature helped him escape. It said that I would find proof in the morning.
Oh. The journal. You've had a premonition, lass.
Oh, well, that clears everything up.
Please, Stanley, I've no time for that nonsense. But I'll admit it's a strange coincidence.
Now, what did I tell you about Hobbs Barrow?
I mean, I think at one point you told me it didn't exist.
That I should leave it alone?
Aye.
Hogwash.
For wash hogs.
Your dream reminds me of a story from my childhood. An old folk tale about Hobbs Barrow.
You couldn't have maybe opened with this when we started asking you about Hobbs Barrow yesterday? But please, go on.
What is this folk tale you mentioned?
Finally, we're asking the actual ethnological questions. Ethnological, ethnographic. Tales are more ethnographic, I suppose.
Well, when I were a wee boy, there were talk of a goblin. They say he lived inside Hobbs Barrow.
Yeah.
Hence the name, Hobbs Barrow.
I mean, it makes sense. That or it was just some guy named Robert.
Hob, coming from hobgoblin, of course. Unfortunately, I don't remember anything else about it.
Now you say hob coming from hobgoblin, but... just from what linguistic history and kind of English folklore I know... Yeah, Hob was first. Hob's just from fire. And then Hobgoblin was from that. And like, Hob on its own was a name for the devil, just in general. And then got appended to Goblin, I believe. Anyway, Stanley, this is, now that you've had your small diachronic linguistics lecture, anything more to say?
I was told not to believe in such fairy tales, Stanley.
Okay, no, we're just going to shut him down.
Don't close your mind to such things, lass.
Hobgoblin was a goblin who lived in the hearth. Yeah, makes sense.
I'm sure Mr. Shoulder will tell you more.
Every time, I've just long enough for me to forget Leonard Shoulder. She really is a terrible folklorist. Yeah.
Perhaps, if I ever meet him. Goodbye.
See you soon.
Good morning, Mr. Kemp.
Why are we leaving? I don't want to leave. I want to see what the sparkly thing on the table is. Also, who are you?
Good day, Miss Tompkins.
It's Miss Tompkins. Cool. Thanks, Stanley. Cleared that up.
I'm here for his lordship's paper.
Sorry, lass. Mr. Price hasn't dropped them off this morning. I heard he actually left the village yesterday.
Yeah, he did. It was a whole thing. Ask me how I know.
Indeed, I can vouch for that.
Ma'am,
Good day.
Oh dear.
Just said to the thing of just, oh dear, I don't seem to be able to leave.
His lordship won't be pleased.
My sincerest apologies, Miss Tompkins.
There was a very strange cadence to that conversation,
I'll come back in a few days.
by which time the paper will no longer be in date.
Ta-ra.
Goodbye.
Okay, but it's a knife!
Goodness me, I can't budge it.
Be careful, Miss.
I mean,
Bateman.
I also
You'll cut
can't
yourself.
budge it. I'm terrible at it. Elder gods who live in rivers and pretend to live in manors also need newspapers. It's true. How else do they keep up with the times?
I spent all morning trying to get that bloody thing out.
That's why it's so bloody.
I shall be having words with that scoundrel next time he shows his face.
What scoundrel?
Curses.
We have our very own Excalibur. It's all yours if you can pull it out, King Arthur.
I'm sure we will obtain a tool for that. What about this trowel?
I do not wish to damage Mr. Kemp's table any further than it already has been.
You're here to damage local things. That's your whole deal. Can I chisel it out?
I do not wish to...
No, same thing. Kenneth, it's all you.
No, that won't work.
Oh, okay. Apparently it's not all you. Go back to sleep. Well, I'm sure we will find a knife extraction tool at some point. Ooh.
I need to convince Mr. Bryden to let me excavate Hobbs Barrow
The fog has set in.
and find out where this journal came from. Curses! I forgot I had this worm in my pocket.
I didn't.
Poor thing is dead now.
Oh.
Rest in peace, Kenneth.
Well, pour out your spirit for a real one. Was there any point to me picking up the worm? I haven't even kept the dead worm as an item. Okay. Sure, hydrate and stretch, that's a thing. Okay. Who now are you now?
Good day.
I'm still setting up my stall. Come back later.
I mean, I can see who you are.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thomasina apparently couldn't see she was. Hello, Papa Roach.
Good morning, Father Roach.
Ah, Miss Bateman. What a pleasure to see you again. Have you tracked down Mr. Shoulder yet?
Don't get me started.
I'll take that as a no.
Indeed.
Oh, I can ask him about these things. Also about himself and Lord Panswick, who, yeah, that is definitely a fairy name.
What do you know of Lord Panswick?
Oh yes, a rather important fellow around here. His vast land holdings give many a steady employment.
I hear he is renovating an old chapel on his land.
Aye, I've heard such reports. He believes this to be a godless land.
And he's planning to take full advantage of that.
Something I wholeheartedly disagree with. To which god his chapel will be dedicated to remains a matter of...
Why do you say that?
Oh, touch your finger.
Oh, my apologies. Don't listen to my oafish conjecture.
Everybody being like, well, you know, I heard he's raising a chapel to some dark god. No, did I just say that out loud?
Let us move on.
Okay, what about you?
What brings you to the square today?
I'm meeting a couple of young congregation members to go over some scripture. You're welcome to join us.
A ritual, you say?
Thank you, Father Roach, but I have quite a busy day ahead of me.
Possibly.
We will be at St. Edmund's, should you wish to join us later.
What do you make of this stone?
Chicken.
I don't recognize the symbol from any Christian iconography.
It's a chicken! What's not to recognize?
Did you make it yourself?
No, never mind. Do you recognize this journal?
What a tatty old thing. You ought to take better care of your possessions, Miss Bateman.
If it was my possession, why would I be asking you if you recognized it?
It's not mine.
Then whose is it?
That's precisely what I'm trying to find out.
I'm afraid I can't help you. I haven't seen it before.
Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
Well, that was productive. Alright, let's go to Mr. Bryden's place, if I can remember the way. I think it's this way. Father Roach has big himbo energy. I mean, I haven't heard that said often about priests, but yeah.
I don't need to go in there again.
But what if you want to? Okay, it's not this way. No, it's out past the graveyard and up, right? Just that I don't recognise this symbol from any Christian iconography. A, nobody asked that, and B, it's a chicken! Yes, this is the way. Oh, hello, Wally, and this raven that I can't interact with. It's not a raven, it's a crow. Anyway.
Hello, Wally.
Go away! You gave the doll back to my sister.
I mean, yes, I did do that.
It wasn't very nice of you to bury her favourite toy, Wally.
I gave it to the fair folk, and you stole it back from them.
So what you're saying is not only did I give the doll back to your sister, I've also given a child a cursed doll now. That's very funny.
You don't really believe in fairies, do you? You're old enough to know better.
They're real, and thanks to you, I'm cursed.
I don't know, you haven't got the cursed doll.
There's no such thing as curses either, Wally.
Go away.
Fine, I'll go away. This way. Shorter walk than I remember it being. Come to inquire about your car's extended warranty.
Is anyone home?
This is how RPG parties end up getting patrons. Yeah, I know. I mean, this seems like a much simpler way to do it. My character I'm playing at the minute had to drown.
Mr. Bryden doesn't seem to be here right now. I should come back a bit later.
Okay. Or, and hear me out here, you could rob his house. Oh, here's a stone. What does the stone say? Ah, that's it. What happens if I use chicken stone with stone?
No, that won't achieve anything useful.
Okay, sure. Don't even try, I guess.
I must gain Mr. Bryden's permission to excavate.
Yeah, but what if you didn't? The only good theft is that of old graves. It's the English way. It is the British way.
This is not mine to take.
Hello, goat.
Easy, girl. I'm not fond of goats at the best of times, but this one seems particularly disagreeable.
Does it? I mean, on a goat scale, it's just sat there and threateningly bleated at you. Like, on a goat scale... yeah, that's incredibly chill. See, typically in an adventure game, this is where you would need food to distract the animal with, but the problem is, literally everything you have in your inventory is goat food, because literally everything in the world is goat food. I could not pick up an item in this game that a goat wouldn't want to eat. Oh, cool. Wally's been taken by the fairies. I guess I walk around and wait for something to happen. Here's a bench, there is a rabbit. Let's go and see if Mr. Shoulder, which, yeah, that's still his name, is around. Ah yes, the Devil's Toe. Can I use my stone with these stone?
I'm not sure what that would achieve.
Me neither, but maybe that's why you should try it. Can I...
No, that won't...
No. Can I dig up the cairn? It's stood here for thousands of years.
Dig it up.
Why not? That's your thing! Anyway, here I am at Mr. Shoulder's house. since he mysteriously turned up
Long
again.
way to meet you, Mr. Shoulder. Please open the door. No sign of any movement.
Her moral compass is really inconsistent. Yeah. Okay, so... he's still, you know, dead. What if use Rooster Stone on Rooster?
I do not wish to harass the rooster.
Don't you? Barrow is totally cool to dig up cairns and modern graves, totally off limits. Yep. It's like she's not even actually interested in archaeology or anything, it's just the particular thrill of barrow digging is something she gets off on. Okay. I mean, the priest said there'd be something happening in the church, right? Let's check that out. Or was that also happening later? I think that was also happening later. Cool, I've been doing this for like half an hour and I'm already not sure where I'm going. You're beginning to think it was never about the barrow? Yeah. Okay, have a good meeting. I will presumably see you when you return. Anyway, Arthur's here.
Good morning, Arthur.
You look a bit addled. Are you feeling all right?
Wow, you can't just kick off with that.
I am not used to drinking as much as we did.
Aye, my head is pounding.
To tell you the truth, Arthur, I've had a somewhat puzzling morning.
Yes, just the morning, not the day before it at all.
Oh?
Someone slipped this journal under the door of my room.
Whose journal is it?
Great question.
I have no idea.
Next question.
The text refers to some sort of excavation.
And do you think it might be, check stream title, The Excavation of Hobbs Barrow?
Stanley must be playing tricks on you.
He swore his innocence. I thought perhaps you might have done it?
No, it wasn't me. That's for certain. Somehow I have a clear memory of last night.
And yet you're still painfully hungover? Weak.
I wonder who left me this journal then.
Mind if I take a closer look?
Please go ahead.
Oh, I don't get the choice to not tell him no.
The writings of a madman.
I don't disagree. Did the sketches mean anything to you?
The sketches of a madman.
No, not at all. But they turn me stomach. You might want to show this to Mother Mildred.
Who the hell is Mother Mildred?
Who is Mother Mildred?
I sound very accusatory there. Who's Mother Mildred? Why haven't you told me about her before?
Some think her a witch.
A witch?
Aye. She might be
A
able
what?
to help
A
you with
witch.
the symbols.
Ah, the witch.
Where can I find her?
She lives alone in a little cottage within Herne Wood here. You shouldn't have too much trouble finding her.
Thanks, Arthur.
I swear we've been everywhere in this wood. Or is it going to be past where they were cutting trees?
What do you make of this stone?
It's a good shape for skimming across water.
Productive comment. Thank you, Arthur.
What is it?
I'm not sure. It was strapped to the cover of the journal.
How mysterious.
Cool. Good talk.
I had a splendid time last night.
Aye. I even remember
Getting
most of it.
turned?
Thanks for listening to me going on. I really appreciate it.
The feeling is mutual. Thank you too, Arthur.
Anyway, about your wife.
Shouldn't you be manning the station?
Or that.
The line is down. Track damage between Bewley and Bakewell. No trains for a day or more.
Does that mean I'm stranded here?
Probably.
For the time being, Thomasina.
Capital.
I mean, you also don't have any money, so you wouldn't be able to get a ticket back. So there's that.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Okay, right, let's explore the wood. Dramatic fade to white. Flashback time! Under a tree with a doll.
Thomasina, dear, come say goodbye to your father.
Yeah, so this is when he would have been in the excavation 25 years ago.
Now, don't make him wait.
I don't want to.
Just realised I said 25 year there, I'm catching the Yorkshire.
Aren't you going to miss me?
I hate you, Daddy.
Wow.
Those are strong words for such a little lady.
Weirdly condescending response, but go off.
I want to come with you.
We've been through this, little bird. You can't come with me this time, but we'll go to Seaborough next month. I promise. Oh, what a dig that shall be.
I hate you.
TFW, your one interest is archaeology and you just desperately want your children to be invested in it.
Well, I love you. See you soon, little bird.
Yeah, to be fair, it is all fitting together that she doesn't care about the archaeology as a, like, way of gaining knowledge or anything. It's just, she digs barrows because her dad dug barrows, and it's just become her thing. Not to psychoanalyze the adventure game characters. There's the hole we went down with a badger. Can I go in it now?
Shan't be visiting the badgers again. I
Aw.
was lucky to escape intact.
It was funny though. There was a badger. Aha! Some resin over here. That's going to be important.
The resin has set somewhat. It's firmly gripped to the stump.
Cool. If only we had something designed for chipping things away from other things.
I've collected some waxy resin.
I'm sure this will be useful somewhere, somehow. Because I am an adventure game protagonist, and I just pick up items. With the confidence that one day they will solve an problem. I think we found Mother Mildred. Hey, Java! The face close-ups are a lot.
Please, forgive my intrusion. Are you Mother Mildred?
Forgive my intrusion, just please don't do that face thing again.
Some call me that.
Yes, but when they call you that, are they correct?
I prefer Mildred Walker, given as that's my name.
Okay. Weird way of saying yes, but go off.
Apologies. Thomasina Bateman. I think we met at Bewley Station.
I take it Panswick's men have cleared off.
Oh, yeah, we saw her very briefly at the start.
Good riddance. Those ruffians would cut their own noses off if he asked them to.
But I picked up some resin, so, you know, who's the real one here?
I recognised you the moment I laid eyes on you at the station.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, yeah, it's quite a striking family resemblance.
I'll take your word for it.
You have your father's eyes, Miss Bateman.
I'll take your word for that as well, they are 1 pixel.
You knew my father?
Such piercing blue eyes he had. What a handsome young man. William.
He was here, in Bewley.
I swear we already covered this.
Oh, yes.
I swear we said... Did they say that in game, or did we just piece it together in chat? That a couple of outsiders came to the excavation 25 years ago. And, like, narratively, and yeah, it was almost certainly going to be her dad. Okay, yeah, maybe they didn't say it out loud.
A long time ago, mind.
Ooh, achievement for this.
25 years by my reckoning. But I'll never forget those eyes.
Okay, question 1, were you into my father? Question 2, are you still into my father? Question 3,
Why was my father in Bewley?
You were helping Samuel Bryden excavate Hobbs Barrow.
And there it is.
You must be jesting.
Yes, hilarious joke. Ah ha ha ha.
Do I look like I'm jesting?
Do you want me to answer that? I don't feel like there's a good answer there.
How did you come to meet my father?
One might say I have a reputation in these parts.
Are you the wise woman mentioned in this journal?
Folks from all around come to me for
I
help
think
with
you
their
might be.
ailments. Fernwood is abundant with flora that, if mixed correctly, will cure almost any ill.
Or kill you.
Your father must have caught wind of this, as one day he came to me, asking for a cure.
For morning sickness?
A cure for what?
Your mother were with child.
There we go.
And she was suffering the
Okay,
most
yeah.
terrible
Second
nausea.
child.
Adam.
I made something to help her.
The journal. This was entered in the journal.
Slow burner, that one.
It belongs to my father.
What journal?
Take a look at this.
This journal. Live journal.
A passage recalls meeting a local wise woman to seek a tincture for his beloved's nausea gravidarum.
Aye, that's me. I made the tincture for her.
That's me, Nausea Gravidarum. That's my drag name.
This is incredible.
You don't recognise your own father's handwriting?
Excellent question, actually.
It's been so many years since I've seen it.
Yeah, I guess. It's been 25 years.
What do you make of this stone?
I-A-W.
That's what it says.
I haven't a clue.
Cool. Also, there's a
Small
chicken.
folk trinket, or a talisman of some kind.
A trinket or a talisman. Maybe even an amulet.
The moors are steeped in folklore.
Yeah, that is nominally why I'm here.
Do you know Lord Panswick?
I know his labourers make a mess of these woods, the brutes. The man himself hasn't graced me with his presence.
You've never met him?
Nor have most people around here. Why do you sound surprised?
Not since he were a wee lad. A maid brought him to me with a sore stomach.
I mean, that's more than most people around here have met him, so, you know.
It were all the rich food they were feeding him. Nowt more.
Can you tell me anything about Leonard's shoulder?
Read it, thought, I'll be fine. I know that his name is Leonard Shoulder. Heard it said out loud? Nope.
I know of him, as is the nature of such a small town. I also know he invited you here.
Little escapes you, Miss Walker.
So they say. My path rarely crosses with his. Let's put it that way.
I mean, putting it that way gives me almost no information, so feel free to put it another way.
But he's a nice enough fella.
I see. What can you tell me about the excavation?
Well, not much. I only met your father twice.
Oh, right, yeah. When I saw excavation on the list, I assumed we meant our prospective excavation, not the past excavation.
The last time he asked me if I knew anything about binding magic.
Which is surprising, given that he was the biggest straw skeptic of them all when he came here.
Binding magic.
He said he needed it for the excavation.
Hogwash.
For wash hogs. I can't decide if it's peddled by wash hogs or for wash hogs, but, you know, both work.
My father is a man of logic and reason. Why would he be asking about such nonsense?
Oh, thank you for the follow.
Perhaps you don't know him as well as you think you do. Anyway, I know nothing of magic and told him so.
Just because I'm clearly a witch doesn't mean I know anything about magic.
He seemed disappointed. I never saw him again, but I understand the excavation went ahead.
Again, you sound surprised on he sounded disappointed, given that the entire interaction has been, he came to ask you about something that seems like your area of expertise. You told him to piss off. Why would he not be disappointed?
Samuel Bryden hanged himself not long after. Reason enough for you to stay well clear of that place.
No, that's a... I'm moving on. That joke is honestly far too dark.
You never saw my father again after the excavation?
And that's saying something from me.
No, I always assumed he just went home.
Who excavated Hobbs Barrow alongside Samuel Bryden and my father?
Little goblin fella.
From memory, it were just the two of them.
But the third man by Orson Welles.
Charles Bryden mentioned there was a third man involved in the excavation.
It's always the third man.
Is that so? Well, you best ask him about it. He knows more than I do.
Would love to, and yet.
What do you think my father meant by binding magic?
Magic for binding.
I've no idea. He didn't explain more, and I didn't wish to pry.
This just doesn't sound like my father at all.
You'll have to ask him yourself.
I'm afraid my father has been incapacitated since I was a child.
About 25 years, weird coincidence. Let's move on.
He cannot speak nor move.
Terrible. Oh, I'm sorry.
You said that the flora here could cure almost any ill.
Ah, but almost is doing a lot of legal work there.
Almost, my dear. But your father's affliction sounds beyond my abilities.
Based on the one thing I've heard about it.
The landlord of the Plough and Furrow told me about a folk tale associated with Hobbs Barrow. Something about a goblin. Are you familiar with it?
No doubt there is such a tale.
Because there always is. I very much doubt you could pick literally any feature or any place anywhere on the Earth, and somewhere at some point a civilization has gone, spirits live there.
Name any beastie you can think of, and someone round here will have a story about it.
My thoughts precisely.
Sorry about that.
Thank you for your help, Ms. Walker.
Apparently my body has decided that this is one of my sleepy days. Thank you for the timing on that. Yes, sleep is good. I should probably do it more, but here we are. Okay, but now that you've turned around, what if I hit you with this rock?
I've already shown her that.
I was not talking about showing her it. Can I just walk into your house while you're here?
I shouldn't enter uninvited.
Oh, but can I? Okay, Thomasina's a vampire. Got it.
Miss Bateman?
Why did you Columbo me back into frame?
Yes.
Remember what I told you when we first met?
No, I don't. It was like 2 weeks ago.
You're better off waiting for the next train back to the city.
Why?
Something terrible happened to Samuel Bryden in that Barrow. Whatever they found down there, I'd wager it got to your father too. Tell me you won't disturb Hobbs Barrow.
I can tell you the opposite of this.
Can't make that promise, Mildred.
I am absolutely planning to disturb it.
Can't say I didn't warn you.
I'm going to disturb it so hard.
There is something unnatural about that place.
I mean, yeah. It's literally a human-built structure, so by a lot of people's definitions, that is unnatural.
We must seek to understand the world by rational means, Ms. Walker. One cannot abandon reason.
Do we have to give a smug lecture to everyone we meet? Cool, I can actually go now. Flashback! Eyes.
Thomasina! Thomasina, come here this instant.
I'm playing with Josephine.
She can wait. This is very important.
Alright. Wait, can I at least pick up Josephine? Don't just leave her there on the ground?
Josephine.
Or is this a flashback to before, because in another flashback we were being scolded for leaving our doll beneath a tree and disappearing? Right? I think.
What is it, Mummy?
Hi, Mum.
It's your father.
Daddy's home?
No, my dear. I must go to Bakewell with haste.
I love that this is such a ridiculous country that Bakewell with haste is totally a valid place name.
Miss Bowes will look after you whilst I'm gone. Is that clear?
Twinned with, or like, next to Bakewell under haste. Bakewell little haste. And Bakewell.
Where's Daddy?
He's had an accident.
What happened?
He's come off his horse.
Silly Daddy. Will he be all right?
Of course he will be fine. Your father is as strong as an ox. But I need to go collect him, all right?
Can't I come too?
No, dear. Miss Bowes will look after you.
But I want to come.
Go pick up your dolls, then come inside, all right?
Yes, Mummy.
Oh, I have a cursor again. I think it was against a white background.
Josephine, it's time to go inside now.
Okay, that isn't flashback, I thought it was. What we in the business now call flashback, back, or after it be.
Where did Daddy go?
I will not tell you, for I am a housekeeper.
Helped him then,
Did I just have a nosebleed?
and I can help him again.
Also, I like how she said eyes dark as pitch when we just saw there they clearly were not. They're practically glowing. Right, it's Arthur facing away from me. I thought that was like a moose facing the camera. Please tell me other people can see a moose facing the camera. Nah, that's just my eyes at the minute, isn't it? Wow. Good job, me. Arthur, Tillette.
You won't believe it. The journal belongs to my father. He was here in Bewley. Arthur? Hello?
No, Arthur, only moose.
Oh. Sorry, I'm trying to remember something.
What is it?
I'm not sure. Something in the woods. It will come back to me. You say your father were in Bewley?
Yes! Mildred said that he helped Samuel Bryden excavate Hobbs Barrow 25 years ago.
And then one of them killed themselves, and one of them was paralysed, and one of them I've never heard of.
Well, I'll be. Let's talk about it tonight at the plough.
What are we on our last session again? Yeah, Arthur, you're on our side, in as much as we have a side, and in as much as we can trust anyone.
Arthur, I must tell you about the dream I had.
I must! The player has dictated!
I was at Hobbs Barrow and there was a creature. It told me it saved my father from something inside and that I would find proof of this in the morning. Sure enough, when I awoke, the journal was in my room. Mildred confirmed the journal belonged to my father.
Really going in all in on those stretch reminders for thank you.
The creature told me it could help my father again.
And I don't believe in dreams and other hogwash, but...
I mean, it was merely a dream. I don't know what to think anymore. Arthur?
You do sound like the worst kind of skeptical atheist who is just like that because they're like they have the religious feelings but are scared basically that if they pick the wrong thing it'll be wrong.
Arthur, are you listening?
That didn't explain very well. Wow, my brain is apparently not on today. Great. It's gonna be a good stream, y'all.
Fine then, we'll talk later.
Well, cool, got blanked by a moose.
Piece together your memories.
So what's up from here again? Is it the back? Yes. Now with this dandy. Ah!
Hello, dear.
Good day.
Hello, man.
I believe we've met.
Miss Thomasina Bateman, the famous antiquarian.
My reputation precedes me.
I can assure you it does.
And you are?
James.
Just James.
Are you a painter?
You see this beck before you? Look at the water. See how it tumbles and falls. I seek one spot on which my eyes can rest. Be it a stone or a small corner of the... I meet it with my gaze.
You can tell my brain's getting tired because the fingers are getting even twitchier than usual.
And out of the tumbling and falling, a new land rises. I see a new
And
world.
Carmina Burana plays.
You certainly have the eloquence of an artist. What are you painting?
A new world.
Quite the ambition.
Indeed.
Can I
My
see?
ambition knows no bounds.
Can I see it?
Not yet. It's
No.
not finished. Such a world is not complete without you in it.
You flatter me, James.
No, I just mean you're literally in the place I'm doing a picture of.
Nonsense. Say you'll let me paint you.
I haven't even seen your work. What if you can't paint?
Don't fret, my dear. You shall be the shining star of my new world. When the time comes, I shall call on thee.
Great! Not ominous at all.
What do you make of this stone?
It looks antique. You might want to keep a hold of it.
Do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
I'd like to know more about you, Thomasina.
Nobody asked.
What time do you like to rise in the morning?
Yikes.
How do you like your tea? What makes you happy?
A little flirting doesn't hurt. I mean, often it does. Especially in a horror film.
Late, with 3 spoons of sugar and spending time with my husband.
You disappoint me. I sense no truth in your words. Are you a woman of dubious principles, Thomasina?
You ask too many questions. Do you know Leonard Shoulder?
A man of Bewley?
Yes.
I care not for the men of Bewley, only for the visitors.
What do you know of Lord Panswick?
A fine gentleman. Now that is someone who commands respect.
Do you know him personally?
No, I don't think anyone can really claim that. But what a tiring subject. Shall we discuss something a little more exciting?
Goodbye.
See you soon.
Apparently
my
not.
dear.
Okay, right. Wait, we have a map? We have a map? Oh, right, it's just the kind of, yeah, roadmap of places, that's fine. And that guy's gone, so I can't be like, hey, I want to learn that song. Wait, was that even there? Or am I conflating 2 different bits? I think I'm conflating 2 different bits. Yeah, I am. Cool, this is going well. Tell you what, because it's going so well, I am going to take a short break. We are about at the hour anyway. So, as ever, I'm going to stand up and move around and stay awake. You all should have a drink, have a snack, take your meds if you still need to. This has been your official reminder. Go tell someone you love them. And I will be back in 3-ish minutes. Love you all. See you. And I'm back. Hello, everyone. Sorry about the length of that break. I once again forgot to do the one thing I have to do when there's an advert break, which is press the run ads button. Good job, me. Anyway, should we get back on with it? I think we should. It's foggy. Yes, this man is here, painting a new world. I'll be honest, I was starting to seriously drift in the last few minutes of that part, so if I forget anything, that's because it is a big hole in my memory. This man is painting a new world. I remember saying something about atheists. I don't know what I said. My brain, everyone. Love it. So what are we doing? Investigate local folklore, convince Mr. Roden to allow the excavation. Should be careful to leave no stone unturned. Should find out more about the stories, so that I can dismiss them all. Well, let's see if Mr. Roden's home now that we've done a couple of things. Oh, hello.
Hello?
Mystery child. Also, did we have another vision? I genuinely don't remember. Something in the back of my mind's telling me we had another vision. God, I feel like I'm having a Thomasina moment playing this game. Did we have an... Yeah, we flashed back to Purpleville at one point, right? Because we were talking about how the goblin could help our dad. Wow, yeah, that is just... I have a bad memory at the best of times, but wow. Okay, well, let's roll with it. Chase the mystery child. A thing that has never got anyone killed in a horror game ever.
Excuse me, sir.
Hello? Are you one Mr. and whisper it, Leonard Shoulder?
Yes?
Did you see a young girl with blonde hair pass by here?
No, lass.
No, that was the ghost.
There you are. Are you Thomasina Bateman?
No. These face shots! Yeah!
That's my name.
How marvellous. It's me, Leonard Shoulder.
Heavens. I'd given up on finding you.
Please take a seat.
It was off my
Miss
to-do list and everything.
Bateman. We have much to discuss.
I'm sure we do.
You've proven to be quite the enigma, Mr. Shoulder.
And we will do it facing away from the camera.
I'm mortified. I offer you 1,000 apologies.
I'm mortified, and by mortified I mean that literally I'm dead and I'm a ghost. Hi.
You see, I've been bound to me bed these past few days with a terrible fever.
How dreadful. I take it you're feeling better now?
No.
Aye. I were on me way to find you when I stopped here to catch me breath. I've not much go in me these days.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh my god. It says a lot about how much time I spend thinking about benefit forms, because that's my job. That my brain was just like, okay, but how far would you say in meters you can walk before you stopped because you need to catch your breath? This job has poisoned my brain.
I were worried you'd have given up on me and left town.
I had no idea what had become of you, Mr. Shoulder. I spent a good amount of time pounding on your front door.
I'm embarrassed.
We did that like
really
twice.
I've been doing my best to sleep through the fever. I am so very sorry. Please accept my apology, Miss Bateman.
Fine, Mr. Shoulder. I've come all this way. Let us speak of the business at hand.
Marvellous.
I've just learned that my father was part of a previous excavation of Hobbs Barrow some 25 years ago. Why didn't you mention this in your letter?
What? Where did you hear that?
I have my means.
Let's be cagey now for no reason whatsoever.
I swear, Miss Bateman, I had no idea.
I take it you will also deny delivering me my father's journal?
I'm confused. What journal?
My father's journal was slipped under my door at the Plough and Furrow. It wasn't you who did this.
I've been bound to me bed, lass.
Why would you assume it was him?
What an extraordinary coincidence. You are following in your father's footsteps.
Come on. Time for Thomasine to be all I don't believe in coincidences.
It would seem so, Mr. Shoulder.
Oh no, she's just going to be sarcastic. Got it.
Why did you invite me to excavate Hobbs Barrow?
I've always been curious about the colourful folklore surrounding the place.
And I thought, why not invite the country's worst folklorist to investigate?
My father told me all sorts of stories about it when I were a wee fellow. Stories that some folk around here take a little too seriously, especially after those lads entered the Barrow a while back.
How did you know about me?
A young lady
Ah,
travelling about
that
the
was
land.
accidental double click.
Perfect for the job.
But why do you wish to excavate the Barrow?
I have so many questions about the letters and I have to select them all individually.
I want to see what those lads found in there. My curiosity has grown over the years, and now it is time for the mystery to be solved.
I must say I am rather eager to find out what's in there myself. I've managed to find Hobbs Barrow, but Mr. Bryden is yet to give me permission to excavate.
Is that so? Keep trying. You'll relent eventually.
Just bug people until they give up, is my top tip of the day.
Perhaps you could have a word with him.
Oh no. A lovely young lass such as yourself has a better chance of changing his mind than a shaky old goat like me.
What are you suggesting I offer him, Mr. Schroeder?
You told me in your letter there would be no issue gaining access to the Barrow.
It was aspirational.
I didn't foresee any when I wrote to you. I'm sorry this has been more complicated than anticipated. Don't give up yet, Miss Bateman. Keep trying with Mr. Bryden.
Did you know my father?
I I don't believe so. What's his name?
Bateman.
William Bateman. He was in Bewley for at least a few days, from my understanding.
Or did you have another terrible fever then too?
I'm sorry, lass. The name doesn't ring a bell.
Are you sure you had no
Bro.
idea of my father's involvement in the previous excavation?
I'm quite sure. A most fascinating coincidence, but nothing more than that.
I'm starting to wonder if it's more than mere coincidence, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman, I did not take you for a credulous individual.
Me neither.
I'm none of the sort. What can you tell me about the previous excavation of Hobbs Barrow?
Oh, it were 25 years ago, or thereabout. Back then, Bewley were undergoing a period of great strife. Samuel Bryden hadn't harvested a single crop for 2 seasons. Even Hernwood was sick. Berries went to rot almost as quickly as they grew.
That's not really strife so much as illness.
Folks started to believe the ground were blighted. Disease spread through the livestock too. People were going hungry, a panic set in.
That sounds terrible.
Aye, but I managed to keep myself fed.
Through means. Game? Oh! A CPU choke. That's novel. And by novel, I mean the opposite of that. Okay, cool. We're back now.
These things happen in nature.
Didn't make the music go choppy, so there's that at least.
It was long said that a goblin made his home there.
Also, yeah, we have skipped straight past the bit where, oh, I managed to find food. Did you know?
A rumour took root that the goblin were not best pleased with the villagers. In revenge for some unperceived slight, the goblin placed a curse on the soil. The villagers believed that ridding the Barrow of its lodger would put an end to it all.
Hogwash. My father would have paid no heed to such tales.
Whether it were his intent to join the excavation when coming here, I do not know. But whatever it were that Samuel Bryden and those lads did inside that barrow, people say it did the trick.
So you're saying they went to a ritual site, they did something, and it seems to have appeased the gods.
Returned to the livestock.
That never ends badly.
Bewley were no longer in the grip of dark forces. You must understand. Folk here are a superstitious lot. They don't want you disturbing whatever it were those lads did. As far as the villagers are concerned, the problem were fixed. The thought of another excavation must be conjuring panic that you'll undo whatever it were they did.
But what if I do it even better? What if I double bless the land? What then? Checkmate atheists? Question mark.
This does explain a lot.
Does it?
And it's also why I'd venture nobody around here wants you to touch the place.
Of course, nobody would tell you that.
Except for you.
I want to know what's there.
Just like, yeah, it might blight the land again, but whatever, I'm interested.
Surely you don't believe these tales of goblins and curses to be true?
Not at all. However, I suspect those lads did find something in the barrow. But did it have any connection to failing crops and dying livestock? No.
Wow, I found the one non-believer in this town.
I can assure you there's nothing to fear. Coincidence reigns.
Yeah, bird's back. Had a nice little trip.
So what do you think they found?
Coincidence reigns supreme is honestly a badass phrase. And I vibe with that.
That is for us to discover, Miss Bateman.
Coincidence reigns supreme. Albert Camus, 1934.
Who was the third man who joined my father and Mr. Bryden on the excavation?
I'm afraid I don't know. Although I'd heard about the excavation and I were intrigued by it, I mostly stayed at home during that time.
Was it Leonard Shoulder? And part of the deal was he's had his memories of that time taken away. Probably not, but you know.
The atmosphere in the village was rather too tense for me liking. And besides, the excavation were undertaken with an air of mystery about it.
Tell me more of this folklore you mention.
So that I can insult it.
It is said that Hobbs Barrow is home to a goblin.
No, that's the same folklore.
Everyone in Bewley has some version or another of this story.
Is this repeating?
But the version my father told me as a child described the Barrow as a thin place.
Or Thrace for short.
The goblin were deemed to be the guardian of this so-called thin place.
Tell me more about this goblin.
Some said he were a mischievous little mite, snatching newborn lambs and smashing windows with pebbles.
That sounds like more than mischief. Like, stealing livestock is kind of a big thing when, you know, farming is your entire livelihood. Just saying.
Others said he were friendly, there to lend a helping hand in times of strife.
Those people weren't farmers. Wonder how that works.
The latter of which makes it all the more surprising as to why the previous excavation took place. My father's stories put the goblin in the mischievous category. Saxnot, he called the creature.
A completely normal name.
I recall one such anecdote, that Saxnot entered Bewley and ordered a pair of boots to be made by the cobbler. However, when collecting them, he insisted on paying for them with a bag of sow's teeth.
This particular folktale is not unique to Yorkshire. I've heard various versions of that. But I mean, no folktale is particularly unique to anywhere.
The cobbler was so scared of angering
Is this
the
just in?
goblin that he accepted.
Humans be humans, wherever they are. In the words of Depeche Mode.
A colourful tale indeed, Mr. Shoulder.
What's it?
Has any explanation been offered for why this Saxnot cursed the soil?
Your guess is as good as mine, lass.
Was it because he didn't get change for his sow's teeth?
What is a thin place?
A place where one can walk between worlds. Where the flesh meets the spirit world. Just superstition, of course, as you well know.
I had a peculiar dream last night.
Just want Leonard to be like, I don't care.
I met a creature at Hobbs Barrow. I suppose you might say it was a goblin. It told me it had saved my father from trouble inside Hobbs Barrow. I'll admit the coincidence of this is somewhat astounding.
A remarkable coincidence, but nothing more than that.
But there is still one thing that puzzles me.
One thing? I think we established there are many things that puzzle you.
The goblin told me proof of its claims would await me in the morning. Surely enough, I awoke to find that my father's journal...
Surely enough, I awoke to find a book that was not obviously related to it, not immediately obviously related to it.
Very queer indeed.
That's what they call me.
Mr. Shoulder, you invited me here, to a town I'd never heard of, only for me to discover that my own father was here 25 years before. And not only that, but that he was also embroiled in some sort of superstitious hysteria which goes against everything he ever taught me.
And thus we have the vital moment in your life when you realise that your parents were hypocrites and the things they taught you were things they knew they should be doing but didn't.
Something is wrong here. This must be more than mere coincidence.
It's strange, I'll give you that. But please remember who you are, Miss Bateman.
What's that supposed to mean?
This is my father's journal.
Incredible. Can I look inside?
You may.
Look at these drawings. Wonder what it all means.
Stanley is the only one who doesn't get to see either diary.
You and I both. It all feels very out of character for my father.
Yeah, but as we know, OOC is serious business.
I'm sure you'll find the answers beneath the soil, Miss Bateman.
But what about this chicken rock?
What do you make of this strange stone?
The carving of a cockerel?
Finally, somebody acknowledges the chicken.
Yes, it was strapped to my father's journal. Do you think it could have something to do with the previous excavation?
I mean, probably.
Possibly, though I'm not aware of the motif having any meaning around these parts.
Is this your glove?
I've been looking all over for that. Where did you find it?
In the alley behind the Plough and Furrow on the night of my arrival. Were you there?
As I say, I've been bedbound for several days, Miss Bateman.
How odd.
Can I please have it back?
Yeah, that bird is just doing laps at this point.
Here.
Thank you.
Very slow bleak test. I mean, really more of a squawk
We're peas
test.
of the same pod, Miss Bateman. I knew you wouldn't be frightened by a few old stories.
We're peas from the same pod. Me, an incredibly old, like, emaciated, sickly old man named Leonard Shoulder. You, a pretty young archaeologist type. Same thing, really.
It will be interesting to see what those lads found in there.
Yes, it will, because honestly, game, I was advertised on Excavation of Hobbs Barrow, and if none happens, I may sue.
Certainly.
Thank you so very
See,
much
Thomas
for
Senior Phrase.
responding to my letter and for coming here. We have some great discoveries to make, you and I.
I sincerely hope so.
That's, again, a wildly ominous thing to say.
And a chance to follow in your father's footsteps. Right, time for me to shift these old bones. I'm to take me a spot of the Plough and Furrow. I'll be there all night should you need me assistance.
I mean, historically, we will end up in the pub, so...
Thank you, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sorry again for giving you the runaround. I promise I am not beyond redemption. I won't let you down again. See you soon.
I was starting to wonder if Mr. Shoulder even existed.
I mean, that's a reasonable thought, given that he's called Mr. Shoulder. Achievement unlocked. The Mystery Man revealed.
The day was starting to
Ooh,
test
narration.
me. The word coincidence felt insufficient to explain what was happening. It was after that first conversation with Leonard Shoulder that I started entertaining thoughts of a truly irrational nature. What if my dream wasn't just a dream? What if it was all more than simple coincidence? What if that thing really could help my father?
Don't go making deals with the Fae, it never ends well.
Day, little one.
Anyway, let's chase this Imperial child some more.
Hello? What's this? A fiddle bow?
Of course she doesn't talk, she's a puppet of the Fae, and if you follow her, you'll end up somewhere you can't leave. Wherever you go, don't accept food.
There's no string. My name is Thomasina. What's yours? Don't be shy. I don't mean you any harm. What are you doing out here all alone on the moors?
Being a Fae child.
Do you live here? Would you like me to fix your bow so you can play your fiddle again? Yes? Hey!
And then I kept it forever.
Most peculiar. Perhaps I can mend the bow for her. If memories of my childhood violin lessons serve me right, bowstring is made from animal hair, coated in a waxy resin.
Correct.
The strings don't vibrate without it.
I'm zoning. Ugh. I hadn't noticed. Thank you for alerting me. Yeah, I think part of it was also... I forget that I need to click to advanced dialogue, and I think they're just leaving a big pause in. Oh. But yes, thank you for the alert. So, we need some animal hair, we've got some resin. Do we need to shave the man's goat? Ah, this is not where the goat lives. This is out towards Leonard's house. Wrong way. Farewell, chickens. Our time together was brief yet uneventful. Yeah, you know, how to know if you're following a Fey child. You go around a corner and they're not there, and all that is there is a millennia-old cairn. You know, just saying. Flashback time! That close-up's gross, but at the same time, it's nice to know I have a flashback, because that means I'm actually on the path.
Mummy?
I am burning your father's things. It's what he would have wanted. He's not dead, but, you know, felt like it. Hubris? What was hubris?
Get away from the fire, Thomasina.
What was hubris?
What are you burning?
Oh, Thomasina's hubris. Yeah, that's fair. Is this hubris so much as just idiocy? I don't know, to me hubris implies a certain amount of acknowledging the threats and the risks are great, but you'll overcome them because you're awesome. Thomasina's more like just complete denial that there is any threat.
Nothing.
I'm burning nothing. Pay no mind to all the stuff I'm holding or this fire.
Just waste. Now go inside.
I'm holding everything that I'm burning in two hands like this, so that at some point I can just fall forwards and pile drive it into the fire. That is my new tactic. Anyway, let's not do what Mother says.
Abrax. Mummy, what is this?
That, my dear, is a magic spell.
Waste. Burn it.
But I wanted to summon Abraxas. Oh, hello. You're out.
Good day, Mr. Bryden.
Miss,
I'll stop you there. I know what you're going to ask. No, I haven't changed my mind. There'll be no digging here, lass.
Mr. Bryden, allow me to explain.
Allow me to explain. See, I want to. That was the explanation. Any questions?
There has been an astonishing development this morning.
Yes?
My father was with your brother during the excavation.
Oh.
Just want him to be like, cool, that changes nothing in my life.
Yes. Can you believe it? I had no idea he had been here.
The answer's still no, lass. I saw what happened to poor Samuel. I won't risk the same happening to anyone else.
Just be like, just cheerily, oh, it wasn't just Samuel, my dad was paralysed.
But
That's enough now. You can feast your eyes on that hovel to your heart's content, but there'll be no digging.
What about accidental digging? What if I just, like, try to climb up it, but keep accidentally falling and pulling away clods of earth because I'm just really bad at climbing? What about that? Anyway, this goat is a
this
problem.
is not mine to take.
Okay.
The empty bucket smells of rancid milk.
Great, it's a milk bucket. Good to know.
No questions. I'm not interested.
But
Off with you.
Wow. Now, Papa Roach said there was something happening in the church later on. I believe we've now reached him later on. Nope. Shut up, dog. What am I to do have? Fix Filbo, explore Bulin's surrounding area, convince... Okay, just the regular stuff. And this is where we're painting a new world. And this is Cyril's house. Let's just go over to the station, start at the start, see if anybody's around. No, there's a sign. Attention! Bewley Station is closed for the time being due to track damage between Bewley and Bakewell. We apologise for any inconvenience caused Midland Rail. I was about to call them Midnight Rail. It's a different thing.
Good day.
Hey up.
Ah, can I borrow some pliers?
I'm having some trouble extricating a knife from a table in the Plough and Furrow.
I'm going to crack a window just because I think part of the reason I'm a bit is just because it's so warm in here, you would not believe. I'll try and keep an eye on the background noise. If it gets too much, I have to close it again. Just let me know. Hopefully that helps a bit. We shall see.
Might I borrow a pair of pliers?
A knife, you say? I can get that out for you.
That's very kind of you, Mr. Crozier.
Think nothing of it. Wait here.
But if I don't pull it out, I don't get to be king.
That were a struggle. Here you are.
Thank you so much.
Well, that was easy.
Look at this, Mr. Crozier.
Take a look at this weird journal.
It's my father's journal.
Oh, aye?
Every time I do, I run out of rhymes.
Why are you showing me?
Did you slip it under my door last night?
Have you gone daft? Why would I have your father's journal?
Never mind. Do the sketches inside mean anything to you?
Looks like a load of rubbish to me.
Rubbish, peddled by bishops.
I found out my father visited Bewley 25 years ago. William Bateman, perhaps you remember him?
I would have been just a lad. What were he here for?
That's what I intend to find out. Are you familiar with any local folklore?
Oh, aye. The old cobbler used to tell me some right stories. Swore he sold a pair of boots to a goblin when he were a young man.
And I was that man.
A goblin, you say?
Why are you
This
surprised?
cobbler was a regular at the Plough and Furrow?
You've heard this story already, Thomasina.
Never drank a day in his life. Sober as a judge. Have you been to the Devil's Toe?
Yes, I'm familiar with the cairn.
Some say they've seen the goblin's daughter there, playing her fiddle.
How peculiar. I met a girl near there earlier. She gave me this broken fiddle bow.
Ah, well, you've experienced the local folklore firsthand then, lass.
What do you make of this stone?
Chicken.
Don't look like out to me.
Looks like a chicken. We're learning sobering things about how much people in Bewley can recognise a chicken.
Do you know any other stories about this goblin?
I don't have the time to be standing here gossiping about old wives' tales.
I mean, what else would you be doing?
Apologies. Does the name Saxnot mean anything to you?
Never heard of it. What is it?
Never mind. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
she's still setting up the stall. But now I have a knife! Maybe back up. Hello, Leonard.
Hello again, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman.
I thought he was just going to drink beer and ghost us.
I've still not been able to gain permission to excavate from Mr. Bryden.
Is that so? Perhaps you could show him something that might change his mind.
I've still not been able to...
Yes, perhaps.
Show him something that changes his mind, like the rock?
What else can you tell me about this Sax knot?
Try not to worry yourself too much with these old stories. Leave those to the locals, Miss Bateman.
Have others spoken of goblins appearing in their dreams?
A dream is a dream, that is all. They merely make for good stories.
I know.
But to answer your question, no, not to my knowledge.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sure the locals have filled you in already, lass.
You cut quite the mysterious figure. Most had little to say.
It's true, I do tend to keep my head down. When one gets to my age, one grows very comfortable in one's home. I like the isolation of the moors. I wouldn't change it for anything.
I take it you don't get many visitors.
Oh no, nobody bothers me. That's the perk of living so far out, huh? Just me and me hens. I used to come into Bewley more often, back before my health went to bugger, eh?
If you don't mind me asking...
Oh, just the ravages of age.
Apparently my finger did mind her asking. Oh. Why? Why are some of these days so much sleepier than others? I think I was zoning a bit during that.
Getting off this bench will be a small battle in itself.
That? Oh no, you're not sat on a stool, you are sat on a bench, fair enough.
Something you won't need to worry about for many a year, Miss Bateman.
Growing old is a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, there I go again.
And what of your recent fever?
An ordeal it were. So much tossing and turning. But I'm right as rain now, especially after a mug of ale. Don't worry about me.
What else can you tell me about the previous excavation?
I think I covered it earlier, Miss Bateman. As you...
Okay.
Is there anything else I should know about Hobbs Barrow, Mr. Shoulder?
No, lass. I'm certain we will know a lot more about it by this time tomorrow.
I hope so.
That's generally how learning works.
What was it like, living in that period of hysteria?
I kept to
It's
myself.
pronounced history.
My hens stayed healthy and their eggs kept me well fed.
I just ate eggs for 2 years. It were awful.
If one can keep a level head in such situations, one can get by.
Wonder if this is a danger with games I don't have to read myself. Yeah. Little bit, but... like it happened in Murder by Numbers. So it's not exclusive. I don't know. But also, you don't want to hear me doing bad Yorkshire accents for 3 hours, so... Also, I don't think that... Actually, no, I could probably just turn the voice volume to 0.
Indeed. Is there anything else I should be aware of before my own excavation?
But yeah, it is something I have considered.
No other ghouls I should be worried about?
You know the answer to that. The corruption in that soil were all in the minds of men.
Well, I mean, there was demonstrably also something wrong with the soil, because the crops failed and that.
What do you think of Bewley?
Whilst one could consider the villagers to be rather unenlightened, this place has its charm. The market's in town today. You can see that folk want fun out here.
Oh, now I can ask your opinion of people.
What do you make of Mildred Walker?
Who?
I believe she's also known as Mother Mildred.
Oh, we used to get about when we were children.
And there can't be that many Mildreds that you don't recognise her name.
Paths have not crossed in a long while.
What do you think of Charles Bryden?
He is a decent man.
Disagree.
It must have been hard for him after that terrible business with his brother.
Wait, am I disagreeing? I was not actually disagreeing with that. Now I've run it back in my head. I think I was disagreeing with a conversation that was only happening in my head. No, I think the real tech for this is for me to get more sleep.
Without a doubt.
Also, I think my lighting rig doesn't massively help things, but there's only so much we can do on that front.
I must say, I had assumed you had at least spoken to him about my visit.
Since I said it, you won't press the button. Yes, don't worry. That I pulled that admitting sleep is good on myself.
Sorry, lass. I had no intention of giving you the runaround. Again, I can only apologise.
What do you make of Lord Panswick?
His lordship is an important man in Bewley, as I'm sure you have gathered.
On account of he owns it.
His family has commanded much respect here for many generations.
Do you respect him as a leader?
I do. He wants the best for the village. Without his influence, the railway line would have never come through here.
Does he want more visitors?
Aye, I believe so. He has great ambitions for Bewley and wants to share them with the world.
What are Lord Panswick's plans for Bewley?
Theme park.
He's rebuilding an old chapel on his estate. He seeks to bring God back to these lands.
Okay, but after that, theme park.
But what of St. Edmunds? I think Father Roach might argue God has never left.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Let's leave such arguments to them.
Again, it's because I'm engaging with the conversation and then I realise the conversation not happening in real life. Ugh, brain, come on, focus. I think I was going off on some riff in my head about theme parks. Because I think that was the last thing I said out loud. And then none of it ever left my head.
Thank you for your time.
Aye, Miss Bateman. We will speak more later.
I have no doubt. Right, okay, so what if we... So we have to show Bryden a thing that'll make him change his mind. What about this chicken coin? I had a whole internal riff. Oh, I do this all the time. This is not the direction. Yeah, do I remember what it was? No. No, the farm is this way. Through here, up, past the can. No, not past the can, that's the way to Leonard's house. What would you say to Chicken Stone?
What do you make of this stone, Mr. Bryden?
Like, imagine this stone if it had a chicken on it. What would you say to that?
It was strapped to my father's journal.
Wait a minute. Let me see that. By God.
It's a chicken.
Wait here a moment. I need to get something from inside.
A chicken?
I waited for what felt like an age.
Well, this seems to have produced some kind of results.
I now realise that Mr. Bryden must have been in a great debate with himself, wondering whether or not to share his own piece of the mystery with me.
God, imagine being in a long conversation with yourself. Can't relate.
The goat stared at me, seemingly in pity, as I stood there in that rolling fog.
Goats don't pity you. Goats take joy in your suffering.
Finally, Mr. Bryden emerged.
Now then.
At most, that goat was, conflicted about exactly how funny he should find this situation.
As far as I know, what I have here is the only thing that Samuel brought back from Barrow. Take a look.
Incredible. A pair.
And that's the two snakes, which, we've got the two snake hands in the book.
That's been in my drawer ever since Samuel passed.
Also, it looks nothing like a pair.
I suppose it might be important, so I kept it safe. Fate is clearly playing a part in your arrival, lass.
Please, Mr. Bryden, allow me to excavate Hobbs Barrow, a place that is no more than dirt and stone.
You're not gonna give up, are you, lass?
No.
I'm not.
Samuel managed to say one thing about those men that helped. I think it's time I tell you.
Yes?
He stuttered out that one of those fellows could barely walk after they got out of there. Tongue-tied too, the man were.
Oh, that's a dad.
My father.
You what?
Boogie boogie.
My father. He had an accident around 25 years ago that left him bedbound and unable to talk.
Aye, could be him.
My mother told me it happened in a horse riding accident.
Yeah, but, investigating dark rituals is harder to sell to a kid as a bad thing.
Samuel boarded up that barrow for a reason. Something unnatural occurred, I know it.
Mr. Bryden, we must rely on our rational faculties to explain any...
Promise me you'll be careful. Any sign of trouble, leave without hesitation, and we board that accursed place up again. Understood?
Is it boarded up now?
Wait. You're giving me permission to excavate?
Aye. Against me better judgment. I don't have the energy to stop you, lass.
And I would really like you to leave me alone.
Thank you so much. I am grateful.
Don't make me regret my decision. Take Samuel's stone.
Are you sure?
Aye. Give it back to me when you're finished, though.
I promise. Thank you. I'll be sure to show you my discoveries, Mr. Bryden.
I'd rather you don't. Now then, I've got things to get on with.
If you hate the Cursed Barrow so much, you could simply not live on this land
I
anymore.
don't suppose you can spare any labour to help me with the dig.
Don't push your luck, lass. Market's on today. Plenty of able-bodied men about. Ta-ra now.
And like that, I finally had permission to excavate Hobbs Barrow. As exciting as that was, I was distracted by what Mr. Bryden said of his brother's associate. There was no doubt in my mind that father was the stricken man he spoke of. You told me he was crippled after coming off his horse. Why did you lie to me? To protect me? To stop me from following in his footsteps?
Because that worked well.
You failed, and so did Charles Bryden. He should have said no. He should have never given me that stone.
So we have two stones. We have a CAZ and an IW, yeah? Okay, so that thing's to keep in mind. Wait, I didn't even try to do the thing, did I? Did I? I think I thought about trying to do the thing and then I didn't do the thing. Trowel on
Have a
Mount.
good time.
Okay, apparently not just yet. Every time an adventure game protagonist says something like that with a knowing smirk because you've got the answer too quickly, always and forever, I will hear in my head Eric Idle as Rincewind in the Discworld 2 point-and-click game, where his answer for that was, good idea, but not just yet. Which is just entirely stuck in my head forever. Has the church group arrived yet? No? Okay, I'm leaving. I need to go find able-bodied men at the market. Excuse me, is this the man market?
Can I interest you in a pie? Finest mutton in all the county. 2p each.
No,
Maths?
thank you.
You're missing out.
He's selling an assortment of greasy meat. A jolly-looking fellow. He'd make a fine snake oil salesman.
I have a feeling that's basically what he's doing. It's just trading in apples. Ah! I accidentally closed outside of the window. Damn you, Borderless.
Good day.
Fresh produce.
But what do you produce?
What have you got for sale?
I'm selling meat, vegetables, and all sorts of herbs and things.
Really selling them to me.
You're welcome to have a gander.
I'll be sure to browse.
Translators know to gander as a look.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra, miss.
Various chards and beets. She is selling various herbs, some familiar looking, some not. A decent selection of cuts and sausages. I can't think of anything else to talk about right now.
Okay. For a minute, I thought Mr. Crozier was wearing a baseball cap. Oh, I've just seen the time. Tell you what. We're going to take another break, in which I will, again, hopefully wake up some. Yeah, as ever, do all the good self-care things. Drink a drink, eat and eat. Hug a hug with somebody who wants to. And take your meds. And yeah, I will be back in a few minutes when I will hopefully be slightly more coherent, and then we'll see how it lasts, because I know we're running late today, but I don't know if we're going to do the full 3 hours, because, you know, I've only got so many hours before Eurovision starts, and frankly, even though this is nominally mine, this is nominally my thing, this stream, something's more important. Okay, yeah, all that rambling said, I'll see you in a few and see how I am. And we're back. Sorry about the long break again, you can probably guess why. Yes, that's right, I just completely zoned out a couple of times while sorting stuff out. I'm just gonna, we'll see how we go, basically. If I start zoning out again, I'm calling this. Anyway, Mr. Crozier is here, Ms. Tompkins is here, we're trying to find able-bodied work
Hello,
to...
Miss Tompkins.
Labourers to
Hello.
help with the
You
digging.
weren't introduced earlier. My name is Thomasina.
Ma'am?
How do you fare, Miss Tompkins?
I'm waiting for Mr. Ambrose. Have you seen him?
I don't know who that is, and also doesn't answer my question.
Who's that?
The milkman. Ms. Fenchurch will be ever so cross if I've no milk for his lordship.
I'm afraid I haven't seen him. You are in the employ of Lord Panswick.
I think we've established that basically everyone is on some level.
Aye. He employs Arthur Bewley in one way or another.
Okay, thanks, I said that.
I'm in need of some help for my excavation. Do you think his lordship could lend me some of his labourers?
Maybe.
Might you introduce me to him?
Sorry, Ma'am, but his lordship doesn't take visitors. Any road, I must wait here for Mr. Ambrose. Ms. Fenchurch will be ever so cross if I've no milk for his lordship.
Yes, we have established the milk situation.
If Mr. Ambrose doesn't turn up, and I find you some milk, would you be able to introduce me to Lord Panswick?
Ah, there's some adventure game protagonist logic.
His lordship really doesn't like visitors, Ma'am.
I'll take the risk.
Miss Fenchurch will be cross with me. But she'll be even crosser if I come back without fresh milk.
No milk or stranger milk? What's worse?
So, do we have a deal?
Aye. Bring me some milk and I'll take you to his lordship.
Thank you.
But hopefully Mr. Ambrose will arrive soon.
Have you been waiting long for Mr. Ambrose?
Aye, he should have been here a good 2 hours ago.
I think it may be safe to say he's not coming. Is his first name Goddo?
He's here every market day, you see. He sells only the freshest milk. Miss Fenchurch swears by it. I hope misfortune hasn't befallen him on his way here.
I feel like I could have made that joke in a more artful way, but hey. You think I could just pull out Beckett references on command? Yes, of course I can.
I'm sure he will turn up.
Are you?
Oh, I hope so.
Are you familiar with Hobbs Barrow?
What's that?
Never mind. What do you make of these stones?
Oh, gives me the creeps.
They're just rocks.
Why?
Dunno.
They're just normal rocks. Just innocent rocks.
Who is Miss Fenchurch?
His lordship's housekeeper.
I'll let you know if I find some fresh milk.
Thank you, ma'am. But tell me if you see Mr. Ambrose, won't you?
I'm gonna have to go milk that goat, aren't I?
I will.
I need food for the goat so that it won't freak out while I milk it. I see the line here. Hello, Mr. Applesman.
Freshly picked apples, miss. Would you like to try one on the house like?
No.
No, thanks.
As you wish.
But...
Good day.
Freshly picked. Would you like to try one on the house like?
Okay then, sure.
Yes, please.
Here you are, miss.
Do I have to eat apple to understand the concept of apple?
The apple looks somewhat rotten. It's riddled with holes.
Okay, maybe don't eat that. And by maybe, I mean absolutely do not eat that.
Good day.
How did you like your apple?
I'm afraid it is rather rotten, sir.
Hey up. That's slander, that is.
No.
Don't you be going around telling folk I'm handing out rotten apples.
I mean, that's more just a thing that happened. Can I show you your handiwork? Look at what you did.
I don't wish to give that away.
Fine. I think I'm going to feed it to a goat.
Various...
Chards and beets, yes, we went through that.
The box is full of various sprouts and onions.
What are the
Tins
tins?
of corned beef. Ghastly.
Wow, judge much?
Tins of... I'm not hungry. She is selling various...
Yeah,
Not tempting.
Okay, we're just...
Good day.
Fresh produce.
Yes, I know.
Do you have any milk for sale?
Not today, sorry.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra, miss.
Yes, I see the line here. We have to... This is not the way... Why do I always think this is the way to... What's his name? Mr. Bryden's farm. It's the other way, and then around and up. It's almost like I have a terrible sense of direction or something. Who knew? But yes, now I feed apple to goat. While goat is distracted, we shave and milk. Here, goat, have food.
Hey, girl. Would you like an apple?
Like I say, you could do this with any object. It's a goat.
The grumpy thing isn't interested.
It's a goat! How is it not interested in eating something? Can we just shave the goat?
Goat hair is much too coarse to be used for bowstring.
Oh, wow. They even call you out on what you tried to use it for. Wow, okay.
I should ask Mr. Bryden for permission before attempting to milk his goat.
I mean, that's just good practice, kid. Kid? I don't know, kids. Always ask a man before you milk his goat. I know you said you didn't want to see me again, but I'm back and I milk your goat.
What do you want?
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
If you can get any milk out of old Eunice, you're welcome to it.
Eunice?
Yes, the weirdest thing about this situation is the name of the goat.
Me goat.
My favourite Umberto Eco book.
Good luck.
Also, I like that he had to clarify that he was talking about the goat, not his wife. Dramatic stance for taking bucket.
All right, we are doing this.
Jesus, what? Oh yeah, we had a nosebleed during one of the bits I forgot from earlier. Yeah, and then a vision. Jesus, okay. Feeling mischievous, need to say that'll wake you up. Look, I am alright. I think also it's a bit too warm in here. I need to set up my fan and stuff before next time, because clearly we are getting back into that season again. AKA the worst season. Yes, I know you're sassing. It's all good. But yes, Jesus.
I'm not sure what that was. I don't know what's happening to me.
I mean, increasingly same.
Nonsense must be getting to my head.
Oh, shut up. But now the scientist in me wants to know if that's repeatable.
I'm not going near that thing again.
Okay. Fine, we must find something else to milk. But most importantly, we've stolen this man's bucket. All we had to do to get it was
ask Mr. Bright.
Oh. Should I? Okay, that doesn't seem like the logical next step, but sure. I thought we were just stealing a bucket. Hi.
Did you get any milk out of her?
No, but I had a vision of your death, and the goat was a demon.
I tried, and failed miserably.
But not in the way you might guess.
She's a temperamental beast.
Perhaps you could milk her for me?
I'd like to help you, lass, but I've just had a flare-up in me joints. I worked myself too hard this morning. I couldn't bend down to save
Relatable.
myself.
Is there anything I can do to help?
My wife would say I'm beyond any help. I'm certain of that.
Yeah, but she just says that at random points. It was probably... Oh, yeah, his brother hanged himself. That was a thing. Yes, good point. I can connect dots, honest.
But if you know of any remedies for aching joints, please send them my way.
I'll see what I can do, Mr. Bryden.
I'm going to rest for a while. Ta-ra now.
Okay, so this feels like next step is go to the witch. And be like, hey, do you have anything for aching joints so that a man can milk a goat unhampered by arthritis? You see, I need to milk the goat so that I have milk that I can trade for day labourers. That completely normal human interaction that people have. Oh yeah, I can skip walk, can't I? Hey, flashback time.
Daddy, I have something for you.
Oh, this is younger but not young. And then I clicked out of the window again.
I do hope you remember it. I've taken great care of it. I'll fetch it for you now, all right? Daddy, you must remember this. The day that started it all. It's the red urn you buried in the garden for me.
That's the thing that happened.
My first ever excavation. Where should I put it?
I mean, there's 2 empty shelves there.
Mother took away all the knickknacks that used to sit on these shelves. The pot might look nicer a little closer to the light anyway.
Okay, those other things seem unrelated. Oh, this is actually tagged the perfect spot. Fair enough.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's what it said.
It will catch the light from your lamp so nicely. There. I'm going to become a great barrow digger just like you.
Again, not convinced that's actually a job. This is just rich people looking for a hobby.
I hope the pot reminds you of those adventures we had together when I was a child, and how thankful I am for everything you've taught me. Now I must tell you about my visit to Pallinghurst. I found an arrowhead.
Was it attached to an arrow? Were they trying to get you to leave? Fox. I mean, it could be a small fox, could be a very orange weasel. Hello,
Okay.
which woman? This woman.
Yes?
Do you know of any remedies for aching joints?
Mr. Bryden's aches.
You're too young
Sounds
to be
like
suffering
just a
from this,
folk
surely.
illness.
It's for someone else, Mr. Bryden.
Yes. I know just the poultice.
Capital. May I have some?
Well, I don't have the ingredients, I'm afraid.
What do you want me to get for you?
What do you need to make it?
It's a simple blend made of natural elements. Elderflower and flirtwort.
Okay, elderflower is a thing. Flirtwort I'm not convinced is. But it is much funnier if you pronounce it flirtwort.
I can make the poultice for you if you bring me these things. Then it just needs to be applied directly to the joints. That should ease his burden.
Thank you.
And we mean directly to the joints. Like, minor surgery will be required.
Where can I find some flirtwort?
Flirtwort is not commonly found around Bewley. It's a perennial shrub that bears small white flowers. You might find some growing out on moors if you're lucky.
Thank you.
Wanda, got it.
Where can I find some elderflower?
There used to be quite a few elder plants growing here in Herne Wood, but they've long since gone.
I thought you said there was still everything in this wood. Apparently flirtwort is another name for feverfew. Oh, okay. Fair enough. And, I mean, it's not really an inherently sillier name than feverfew. Now I think about it.
Nowadays, you might find the shrub growing within a hedgerow or a private garden.
I see. What does elderflower look like?
Elderflowers are small, white, and grow in clumps on the elder shrub.
So both of these are shrubs with small white flowers.
Elder shrubs can grow in all shapes and sizes. Just look out for the clumps of tiny white flowers.
Farewell.
Okay. So, out on the moors and in private gardens. Out by the beck, there we go, straight in, boom.
This looks like it might be elderflower. I'll take some.
Okay, this isn't a private garden or hedgerow, but okay, I guess. So, next up to the moors. Oh, hello, Papa Roach is back.
Excuse me, Miss Bateman. I'm in something of a hurry. But while we're here, Mrs. Duplancy has told me you were making inquiries into my health.
What? No, I wasn't. I don't know why she told you that.
Please don't go alarming the woman, Miss Bateman.
But alarming the woman is my favourite hobby.
She has a lot on her hands. Doesn't need to worry about me on top of it all. My health is just fine. Speak no more of it to Mrs. Duplancy. Do I make myself clear?
I didn't wish to intrude upon private affairs.
Didn't you?
I won't do it again, Father Roach.
Won't you?
Excellent. Now, farewell. God knows when we shall meet again.
Sounds weirdly dismissive when you phrase it like that. God knows when we'll meet again.
Which work is that quote from?
Oh god, we're being quizzed again.
Romeo and Juliet. Oh, he's gone.
Okay, yep. We've pissed off the priest. Another thing that is a hobby. Right, does that take us straight to Dryden's? Yeah. His name isn't Dryden, it's Bryden. Go out this way, I can't remember what that is. Ah, yes, this is going properly out onto the moors. Now we are at the house of the one and only Mr. Shoulder.
He looks much too unruly to be picked up.
I mean, you might think that if you were a coward. Come over here, pick up a chicken. Cuddle a chicken. Resume your daily activities. Still adorable? Oh, absolutely. It's serving no purpose, but I've just got to whenever I'm there. I think this is another... There's such... I know I've said about the kind of... the general bangerness of this soundtrack and of all soundtracks of its ilk. But there's just a very particular feeling to this. That kind of slightly jarring, pulsing bass note. It's kind of at once... It feels very 80s horror film, but specifically folk horror again, because it's got that kind of creeping unease, but also it really ties into, like, a lot of modernist music. Like, there's something a bit Meredith Monk about it. And, like, that makes sense when you think about who wrote all these classic soundtracks. People like Goblin and Tangerine Dream and that. I don't suppose we just have to buy Flirtwork from her.
This looks like elderflower to me.
I already got that.
This looks like...
Yeah, no, we did that, okay. No, not the alley. I don't want to go to the... Ah, horse! Hello! And Herbert.
Horsehair would make fine bowstring.
It would.
She almost took my head off.
She really didn't. Knife the horse.
I could certainly use the knife to cut some hair from her tail, but I'm gonna have to gain her trust.
Oh, this is what the apple's for. Rotten apple for horse.
Girl. Would you like an apple?
Don't love how...
Completely indifferent. Perhaps the apple is too spoiled for her liking.
I mean, valid. I don't love how this is... The solution to this puzzle is, like... relies on you going and looking in a place you have no particular reason to look, and suddenly there is a horse there that there never was before, and we've not really had any clue to this fact. Just saying.
The road disappears over the horizon. I see nothing but moorland.
Well, yes, I was trying to go out on the moors. That was the point, because I need to get some Flirtwork.
Good day.
Fresh. Selling them at a steal. Would Miss like to buy some?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Sacks of... They've all seen. The produce...
Yes, I know it's not yours to take, but that's what you do.
Perhaps you'd be more interested in a Scotch egg. Freshly made, just 1 penny each.
No, thank you.
Freshly baked food seems like it would be terrible for this market, given that there's nobody here. Okay, so I need food for the horse. I need flirtwort. And she did say that was another... Do I have it on my to-do? Yes. It doesn't give me more information. Because, I mean... Am I confusing the two? Because she said one was out on the moors and I thought that was the flirtwort. And elderflower was... you'd mostly find in private gardens and hedgerows. But then I found that in... found elderflower in this hedgerow. So wait, now I'm confusing myself. Was that in a hedgerow or was that counted as out on the moors? And is the other thing actually small white flowers as well?
This is where I dug up.
Yes, I know. Oh, I can look in the hole again. Can I get another worm?
I shall name you Kenneth the Second.
Why? Why is this in the game? Oh, can the worm live in the apple?
The worm has found a new home within the holes of the rotten apple.
Oh my god. Why? Maybe out towards the Barrow? You long to know what quest item will be apple with worm? Absolutely, I want to see the problem that that's a solution to. Oh, I can walk past the Barrow. Well, a little bit. Okay, but that was it. I haven't looked by the post office, I guess? What's this way? See, this is the bit I'd describe as being quote-unquote out on the moors, but we didn't see anything this way. Any plants I can steal here? Doesn't look like it. Oh, hello. Oh, you are a random NPC that I can't interact with.
The window box. These flowers look pretty. Someone must... The window box. The window...
Yeah, I know it's well out of reach. I was just trying to look at it.
Fresh and steamy.
Okay.
Delightful.
I guess that there is horse poop there.
I believe a horse to be the culprit.
To imply that, yeah, okay. Fair enough. There was an clue. Do you prefer your apples with worm?
Hey girl, would you like... She is completely indifferent.
Okay. The horse does not merely lack protein. Can't see anything of such out here, and then going out the other exit just leads you to empty expanse of moorland, and Thomasina's like, ooh. Do I have to go back to the old woman and... Yeah, I know. And double check what I'm looking for. Ugh. Feel like I probably do. Unless there aren't any plants I can see. Oh, hello.
Mrs. Duplancy.
Good day to you, pet.
Hello.
Hello, Mrs. Duplancy.
If you're looking for Father Roach, he won't be back until tomorrow.
Oh no, he's pissed at me.
Where is Father Roach?
You might have noticed the good father has a green thumb.
This game was written by Americans! That's not an English phrase. It's green fingers over here. Come on, guys. Of course, now I've said that, I'm going to find out, well, no, actually, turn of the century Yorkshire, that was a fairly standard way of saying it.
He's gone to visit his friend in the countryside to purchase some seedlings for his tower garden.
That sounds like a complex euphemism.
Where is Father Roach's tower garden?
You can't just ask a man where his tower garden is.
Why, on top of he's got a lovely collection of
Oh, it's
things up
up the
there.
church tower, that makes sense.
You'll have to ask him to show you.
I would, but again, pissed at me.
It does sound rather pleasant. It's a shame he's not around.
Well, he does have a
Ha
spare
ha ha ha.
key for the tower door somewhere.
Theft.
Do you know where Father Roach keeps his spare key?
No, that's his business. If I did know, I'd fetch it myself and take you up there.
The only thing stopping me from breaking into this man's property is the fact that I don't know where the key is. I don't have any actual objection to doing this, you know. I'm the old busybody you see in every Agatha Christie story.
Not to worry.
I do recall him saying he hid it outside somewhere, for safekeeping, like. Were it in the graveyard?
Well, there's a fresh grave there.
Oh, I don't know.
And if that's true, then that's dark.
Just wait till he gets back, pet.
I found out my father visited Bewley some 25 years ago. William Bateman, perhaps you remember him?
Bateman? William Bateman?
Yes, that is the name I said.
I remember a William Baldwin.
No, he's an actor.
He were a right miserable sod.
No comment.
My father was only in Bewley briefly, from what I understand. I'm trying to piece
But,
together
you know.
what he was doing here.
What do you mean what he was doing here? He was excavating.
You'll have to ask him. I don't recall anyone of that name.
My father took part in an excavation at Hobbs Barrow. Do you recall the excavation?
I concern myself only with matters related to the church. I'm sorry I can't be more helpful.
Liar. You concern yourself with all matters, and we all know it.
What do you make of these stones?
They are not Christian. I'm certain of that.
Again. Damn it, I pressed my nobody asks button and it didn't work. Wait, 1 second.
Nobody asked!
Okay, so it did. Weird, his voice mod is Stream Deck having a moment. Interesting, interesting. Okay, well that was far too much effort to go for a bit that didn't work.
I agree. Much older, I feel.
Older than Christianity?
Yes! Christianity isn't that old.
Oh, the youth of today.
What? What does that mean? What does that mean?
These box pews are most unusual.
Just diverted to furniture.
I've never seen any quite so tall.
We Bewley folk like our privacy. Many of the pews are owned by individual families.
Some might accuse you of hiding secrets.
Now, pet.
What, like you've gone to church with no pants on? I don't know where you're going with this.
I jest.
Speaking of not knowing where we're going, my computer just did a weird hiccup there.
At my age, it's hard to climb in and out of them. I'd rather stand.
Oh, you actually have to climb in. What? I assumed the sides opened. I assumed these pews had doors. That is a weird design.
Does the name Saxnot mean anything?
Okay, that's the third time I've said it. I'm keeping track.
Is that a village near Erdlow?
I mean, probably.
No. Never mind.
There are probably half a dozen English villages whose names are also demons.
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
I don't, pet.
Not to worry. Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
And also with something.
This must belong to Mrs. Duplancy.
Can it belong to me now?
That's not mine to interfere with.
Again, interfering with what is not yours is kind of your whole deal. Okay, that was surprisingly productive. So we go to the graveyard and we try and find the spare key so that we can steal a plant. Is it this fresh grave?
I may be a barrow digger.
No. Is it just like on one of the headstones?
John Purchase, dearly beloved husband of Florence.
Like the city?
Forever in light, Anne Kemp. Here lies Margaret Tillett, beloved mother, wife, and sister.
Arthur's wife/mother?
Joseph Davis.
Nobody knows anything about him?
Samuel Bryden.
Ah.
Death is only a shadow across the path to heaven. Here lies Elizabeth Farnaby.
So that's Cyril's wife?
This appears to be a recently dug, unmarked grave.
Totally cool and non-suspicious.
William Paxton, modest and gentle of heart.
Bill Paxton's buried here? Okay, so just examining the headstones did nothing.
William modest.
And just trying to interact with them, all you get is reading. Interesting. Please don't say I've got a pixel hunt for the key hiding place here. Maybe it's out past the graveyard? No? Yeah, okay. I wanted you to interact with it in some way, but sure, just keep saying that sentence. Is it in the fairy hole? Let's not think about that phrase anymore.
I've already taken.
Yes, I have reached my worm allotment. Maybe it's just in the actual churchyard. What about these memorial plaques?
In memory...
Henry Crozier.
In memory of Millicent Smith.
I can't remember if we know her.
In memory of Benjamin Garkham.
Definitely don't know him, because I'd remember a name like Garkham.
In memory of Romeo Hegg, dearly missed by his beloved Juliet.
Adar.
In memory of Mabel Hurst. In memory of Percival Roach.
Like, I'm assuming that's not actually Father Roach.
In memory of William Ager. In memory of Barnaby Tillett. In memory of Peter Black. In memory of George Paxton.
So wait.
In memory of... In memory... No, that...
That won't achieve anything useful, so I won't even try. Got it. If I were a priest, where would I hide the spare key to my garden? The lesser known hit by the Seekers. What if it's out in the woods? What if that's why he was out here? What if it's in the badger hole? No. Because she said, was it in the graveyard? But there wasn't anything else in the graveyard I could interact with. Mr. Placey, can I have a hint again? Okay, no, apparently not. Is it on my to-do list? Ooh, PCU truck. That's spicy. PCU? She said outside, but then she said graveyard, didn't she? Or am I going mad? And if my computer would like to let me actually live. One of us is, I mean, yeah, that's fair. I mean, sometimes really bold of you to assume it's one. Access Father Roach's rooftop garden. We will give you no more information about that. Great. Because there's nothing that springs out as an interactable, and then we have... I don't want to be pixel hunting, especially with a little bit of mouse lag. You know, where the Training Me Able books are set. Slightly niche joke, Emma, but I think it works. Do I have anything that could do anything? Really, no.
Forever.
Yeah, I know.
John dearly
None of these are clues.
Lies today. Joseph. Samuel. Death is only. Here lies. William Modest.
William Modest.
This appears.
Huh. I am deeply unsure. I don't seem to have an item that would make this apparent. Maybe I need to get an item somewhere else. Look, just trying the door anyway, you never know, and it'd be very funny if it just wasn't locked. No, I didn't mean go out there. I actually want you to do that. Hey chat. If anybody happens to have a guide to hand this time, can you just... Don't tell me, like, the actual answer, but just tell me if, like... it's something I'm missing, or I have to get something else first. Or if I'm just looking in the wrong place. No more detail than that, please. Because this is frustrating. I think you've already done the action, but it may need to be repeated. What? Interacting with any of the headstones.
Here lies. Death. Joseph. Here lies today. John dearly forever in.
Requires an item in hand. Oh, do I have to...
I can walk through.
Yeah, I know. I have to use my key to, like, swap it?
No, that.
Oh, I have a lantern.
I'm not sure what. I'm not. I'm not. That's a
Yeah.
I can't see. No,
Well, shut
I'm
up
not
with that's a peculiar idea.
I'm not sure. I can walk.
Yeah. Would love it if you could just do that and keep the item in hand.
I can't see how. I don't. I'm not. No, no. I'm not. That's a. I can't. No, I'm not.
Maybe not the lantern. To clarify, it's an item I have, right? Do I just have to take the trowel, start digging up random graves?
That's a. There may be a barrow dig. I can't see. No, that's a. I can't. No.
Yes, I do have the item. Okay, okay. Can I trowel these memorial plaques?
I think I can.
Yes. Why would that have occurred to me?
The plaster is thicker. The trowel is too.
I mean, yes, is it just because some of the memorial plaques look different from others?
Despite the cracks, the plaster is stronger than it looks. I can't break through it.
Oh, the chisel isn't the item in question. What? The knife?
It would take me
No. A stone?
I can't see how.
A key?
That's a
That's what it wants. What's what it wants? No, it was not responding to the trowel or the chisel, both of which seem like they would be the exact thing.
I think I.
Unless it's different between different plaques.
There's a key box. This has to be Father Roach.
Okay, okay. I think we have officially hit Moon Logic puzzle. I have a lot of time for Wadget Eye games. I have some questions. There's a little bit of background noise. I can't tell if that's coming through or not, just because I've got this window open. Aha! Small white flowers.
A small label on the pot reads Flirtwort.
Reads Flirtwort.
This is just what I need.
Cool. We got the things. Now we can go and give them to a witch, so that the witch can give us some deep heat to give to a man, so the man will milk a goat for us, so that we can give the milk to a maid, so that she can go and... I can't even look at that memorial plaque anymore. So that she can introduce us to a man who could trade us some day labourers, so that we can dig up a thing. Totally normal day. Just so unbelievably normal. You there. I have
Okay.
the things. And we still need to work out how to get a horse to trust us.
Farewell.
Okay, no, I need to give her the things rather than talking to her. Also, can I steal some berries?
What are those berries?
An ancient breed, no good for eating.
I mean, that's what they all say when they don't want you to eat their
However,
berries.
they do have some medicinal qualities.
I see.
These look like fried eggs.
Good day. I have the ingredients you asked for.
Yeah, I do.
Wonderful. Hand them over.
Matt Hardy voice. Wonderful!
No, this is not elderflower.
Excuse me.
It's cowbane. An easy mistake to make. The two look very similar.
Oh,
Yeah, that slightly disappointed O is all of us right now.
It's safe to eat, as long as you're not a cow. Very toxic.
where can I find some elderflower?
There used to be quite a few. Now
Yes, I know.
I
Yeah,
see. What is
hedgerow.
elderflower?
Elderflowers, elder shrubs.
I'm so sad. But hey, if I ever need to poison a cow, I have that ability now. What about that thing that looked like elderflower that the produce stand was selling? Can I get some of that? 1 second, audio drop out. I mean, I say audio. You can still hear me, you just won't hear the ambient wind tones and... Oh, that was the wrong button. Cool, I just accidentally ran an ad. Tell you what. Yeah, no, I've... Now, kind of just comes 2 minutes where I talk. Cause I... Nah, let's carry on. Let's carry on. Hope people don't miss too much. Apologies to anyone who does. Oh, hey, Jane is here. Can she steal an apple for us? Like, a good apple?
Jane.
Miss, watch me juggle.
I would be delighted to. You're actually pretty good.
Very impressive.
I can juggle even more apples.
Mutton pies!
Can you juggle those? What about this apple?
I dare you to juggle an extra apple.
Easy. Yuck, a worm.
Oi, put those back!
Sorry.
Oh, did we not do it quickly enough?
You'll pay for any...
Sorry, miss.
Hello?
So, do we just have to react more quickly? Or is there another ridiculous step to this ridiculous quest?
Easy. Yuck.
Yes, yuck worm, knock over things. She goes to do that,
Oi, put those back!
and we attempt theft and it goes badly.
Sorry.
Okay, so we need to create even more of a distraction?
You'll pay...
Sorry.
Oh, wait, I see. That's why we still have the cowbane. Because if we once again scare a small child,
Easy. Yuck.
and then we grab the cowbane and switch it. Ha 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 ha! We're like the Indiana Jones of petty theft.
I managed to swap them without her noticing.
Yeah, I know. It only took like 4 tries. Well, any non-subscribing viewers watching live on Twitch will have missed a really, really silly solution to a puzzle. But hey, that's what the YouTube content is for. Now we can actually give the correct flowers. Do you have any idea what kind of horse crap I had to do to get through? Yes, and somebody is going to accidentally poison their cow. Sorry for that, I guess. But hey, we're here to interfere, so you know.
You asked for.
Wonderful. Hand them over. There you go.
Is the sound of the mortar and pestle. Wow, what? Where is this CPU chug coming from?
Tell Mr. Bryden to apply this poultice to the area in question. It works wonders.
At least it's not affecting the sound quality, but still. Why is this doing this?
Thank you very much.
I think my computer thinks we've streamed for too long. Still chuckling at your older flowers in another castle. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, now we have a poultice for this man's joints. And now we can... And now we need to give it to this man so he can milk a goat, because when we tried to milk a goat, we had a vision of hell. Poultice. Door. No? Okay. Do I have to get Mr. Bryden out here so that I can use the poultice on him, or how is this going to work, game?
Yes?
I've got a poultice for your joints,
Okay,
Mr. Bryden.
this time it recognises us having something in our inventory.
It was prepared by Mildred Walker.
Just fling it at the door, yeah, see what happens.
Who?
You may know her as Mother Mildred.
How many Mildreds are there around that you hear of a poultice being concocted by somebody named Mildred, and you don't think it's the witch named Mildred who lives like 4 screens away?
Oh, thank you, lass.
Ahem.
That Mildred knows what she's doing. I should have thought to see it myself.
Yeah, you probably should.
She said to apply it directly to where the pain is. It should work very swiftly.
I'll give it a try.
Like directly to the pain, to where the pain is, which might be hard because the pain is in my mind right now.
I feel like a lad of 20 again. I suppose you'll be wanting me to milk old Eunice for you in return.
Again, with these slightly convoluted euphemisms. In return, I think you'll be wanting me to, you know, milk old Eunice.
If you don't mind, I'd appreciate it.
A fair exchange. Stand well back, lass.
Or you might have another vision.
Believe me, I'm not coming an inch closer.
I mean, you're already closer than I would be. Does this old man with joint problems not have, like, a milking stool?
There you are, lass.
Is this why you have joint problems?
Thank you very much, Mr. Bryden.
Okay. And now we bring milk to the woman so that a housekeeper won't shout at her. Miss Tompkins.
I've got a pail of fresh milk here for you, Miss Tompkins.
I mean, I bet you say that to all the girls.
You haven't.
Here.
Mum, you've saved my hide. Thank you.
Are you all right?
I'm worried about Mr. Ambrose.
Ah, don't worry.
I'm heading back to Panswood Manor now.
I'm worried about Mr. Ambrose. But not too worried. Bye.
Would you still like to meet his lordship?
You know I would.
Very much so.
Now, I can't guarantee you'll be home, all right? He's a very busy man.
I'll take my chances.
Follow me, then. over. It's not much further.
Suddenly I have the option to cross the stream. It. This sure is a castle.
What time do you call this?
Sorry, Mum.
Give it here, then. What the hell is this muck?
Goat's milk, Mum.
You daft bait! Since when does his lordship take goat's milk with his tea?
Much as I just had that moment of this game was written by an American, as much as anything, just, like, from a kind of weird, niche British ways of talking standpoint, it's just weird and kind of interesting to hear to actually hear somebody say bint in a video game.
Oh, he will not be pleased. Get back to your sweeper before I clip you over the head.
Sorry, Mum.
Well, that went well. Okay. I feel like we may be about to encounter a whole bunch of new problems. So, I'm going to save. Why is she just sweeping the actual soil? I have no earthly clue. I need to get all the dirt off this road made of dirt. But while she does that, I think I'll do a bit of a wrap-up. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Thanks for staying to the end through all of me having a moment. One day I will consistently learn how to stop doing that, but it was not this day. Yay, chronic illness. Yeah. If you've been watching, you know where to find me, but just in case, this is twitch.tv/Serasent, that's SERASENT, the House of Hubris, streaming live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 2 PM British time, normally. That is 9 AM Eastern, 6 Pacific, other time zones very much available. Like, they didn't get rid of them, I hear they're still there. And yeah, if you want to be notified when I am live, then give us a follow, because it can be a little bit fluid sometimes. Case in point, today. And yeah, if you do miss anything, VODs are on Twitch for 8 weeks after the fact. For everything else, you can go to the YouTube, link is down there, or it is youtube.com/@houseofhubris, where you can find everything going back to the very start of the channel, which is like getting on for 2.5 years now, which is a lot. And yeah, there's loads of games there, so there'll probably be something to your taste, and if there isn't, why not let me know what would be? What else? While you're there, it'd be great if you could give us a subscription, yeah, then you get hot, fresh VODs in your subscription feed every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. When I start uploading them again, I have a massive editing backlog. In case you haven't gathered by me mentioning it all the time, I've been going through some stuff. It's all there. I'm not losing any videos. It just needs editing and uploading. Yeah. What else? What else? You can support me doing the grocery run for everybody in the village monetarily by cheering or subscribing on Twitch. You very much don't need to. Just turn up and hang out and be chill and be good to each other. And everybody's having a good time. I think that's about it. If you want to find me elsewhere on the internet, then for whatever reason, the best place to look is still Twitter. Again, link down there, or it is Twitter @HouseOfHubris, where you can find me doing memes and shouting about politics and stream updates, and at the minute, posting enormous amounts about Eurovision, because that's happening, in case you hadn't gathered by me talking about it all the time. I think that's it. Yeah. So, I will say once again, thank you for being here. we will be back with more excavation of Hobbs Barrow, in which we might actually begin to excavate Hobbs Barrow on Saturday. That's it. Okay. Love you all. I will see you later.